Your doctor just ordered a prostate MRI. You're wondering what actually happens in that machine, whether it's uncomfortable, and most importantly, how it finds cancer that other tests miss. That last part is where things get interesting. Let me walk you through exactly what a prostate MRI is, why it's becoming the standard for early cancer detection, and what you'll experience from the moment you schedule the scan to the moment you get your results. Because the more you understand this process, the less anxious you'll feel and the better prepared you'll be to make informed decisions about your health. First, let's clarify what we're actually talking about. A prostate MRI isn't just one scan. It's what doctors call a multiparametric MRI, or mpMRI. That term matters because it means the machine is capturing multiple types of images simultaneously. Standard MRI shows anatomy, the shape and size of your prostate. But multiparametric MRI goes deeper. It measures how water molecules move through tissue, how blood flows in different areas, and how cells are packed together. These measurements create a detailed map that reveals not just where cancer might be, but how aggressive it is. This is fundamentally different from a PSA test, which only tells you there might be a problem somewhere in the prostate. It's also different from a digital rectal exam, which can only feel abnormalities on the outer surface. And it's different from a standard biopsy, which samples tissue randomly, hoping to hit the right spot. MRI actually sees suspicious areas before any needle goes in. Research from University College London followed over 500 men with elevated PSA levels. Half received immediate biopsy. The other half received MRI first, then targeted biopsy only if the MRI showed concern. The MRI group had 27% fewer unnecessary biopsies, and when cancer was found, it was more accurately graded. The study also found that MRI detected 13% more clinically significant cancers, the kind that actually require treatment, while missing fewer harmless, slow-growing tumors that men can safely monitor. So how does this technology actually work? Your prostate sits deep in the pelvis, surrounded by the bladder, rectum, and a network of nerves and blood vessels. Cancer cells behave differently than healthy cells. They're more densely packed, they restrict water movement, and they demand more blood supply to fuel their growth. Multiparametric MRI detects these differences. The first sequence, called T2-weighted imaging, shows the anatomy in high detail. Radiologists can see the different zones of the prostate, the central zone, transition zone, and peripheral zone, where 70% of prostate cancers develop. Healthy tissue appears bright. Suspicious areas often appear darker. The second sequence is diffusion-weighted imaging, or DWI. This measures how freely water molecules move through tissue. In healthy prostate tissue, water moves relatively freely. In cancer, cells are crammed together, restricting water movement. On DWI images, cancer lights up bright white because the water is trapped. The third sequence is dynamic contrast-enhanced imaging, or DCE. You'll receive an injection of gadolinium contrast through an IV. This contrast flows through your bloodstream and into tissues. Cancer demands more blood supply, so it absorbs contrast faster and more intensely than surrounding tissue. The MRI captures this in real time, creating a map of blood flow patterns. Together, these three sequences create what's called a PI-RADS score, Prostate Imaging Reporting and Data System. It's a standardized scale from 1 to 5. PI-RADS 1 or 2 means cancer is highly unlikely. PI-RADS 3 is equivocal, possible, but not definitive. PI-RADS 4 or 5 means cancer is likely, and a targeted biopsy is recommended. This scoring system gives your doctor a clear, objective measure of risk, not just a guess. Now let's talk about what you'll actually experience. Preparation is minimal. Most centers ask you to avoid eating for a few hours before the scan to reduce bowel movement, which can blur images. You may be asked to use an enema the morning of the scan for the same reason. Some centers use an endorectal coil, a small device inserted into the rectum to improve image quality. But many modern 3 Tesla MRI machines produce excellent images without one. Ask your imaging center ahead of time so you know what to expect. When you arrive, you'll change into a gown and remove any metal, jewelry, watches, belts. You'll lie on a narrow table that slides into the MRI machine. The machine is a large tube, open at both ends. If you're claustrophobic, tell the technician. They can provide strategies, breathing techniques, music, even mild sedation if necessary. The scan itself takes 30 to 45 minutes. You'll need to stay very still. Movement blurs the images. The machine is loud. You'll hear rhythmic banging, buzzing, and clicking as the magnetic fields pulse. You'll wear earplugs or headphones. About halfway through, the technician will inject the contrast through your IV. You might feel a cool sensation in your arm, sometimes a brief metallic taste. This is normal. The contrast is generally safe. Serious allergic reactions are rare, occurring in less than 0.01% of cases. If you have severe kidney disease, your doctor will evaluate whether contrast is appropriate, but for most men, it's well tolerated. Here's what many men don't realize. The MRI itself is not painful. There's no radiation, no cutting, no needles except the IV. The discomfort, if any, comes from lying still, the noise, and for some, the enclosed space. But compared to the anxiety of not knowing or the discomfort of a blind biopsy, most men find the experience manageable. After the scan, you go home. There's no recovery period. The images go to a radiologist, ideally one who specializes in prostate imaging. They'll analyze every sequence, assign a PI-RADS score, and write a detailed report for your urologist. This usually takes a few days to a week. Now, here's where the MRI becomes a true game changer. Let's say your MRI shows a PI-RADS 4 lesion in the peripheral zone. Your urologist can now perform what's called an MRI-fusion biopsy. The MRI images are overlaid onto real-time ultrasound during the biopsy procedure. The doctor can see exactly where the suspicious area is and guide the needle directly to it. This targeted approach is far more accurate than the traditional 12-core random biopsy, where needles are placed in a grid pattern, hoping to sample the right spot. Studies show that MRI-fusion biopsy detects 30% more high-grade cancers and 17% fewer low-grade cancers compared to standard biopsy. That means fewer men are diagnosed with insignificant cancer that leads to unnecessary treatment, and more men with truly dangerous cancer get identified early when treatment is most effective. But what if your MRI is negative? What if it shows PI-RADS 1 or 2? Research suggests that men with negative MRI and mildly elevated PSA can often avoid biopsy entirely and instead enter active surveillance with repeat MRI in 1 to 2 years. This spares them the risks of biopsy, infection, bleeding, urinary problems, and the psychological burden of finding insignificant cancer. There's another benefit that doesn't get discussed enough. MRI provides a baseline. If you're on active surveillance, repeat MRI every 12 to 18 months can track whether a known lesion is growing, stable, or shrinking. This gives you and your doctor objective data to guide decisions. No guessing, no unnecessary anxiety. Let's address cost, because this matters. Prostate MRI typically costs between $1,000 and $3,000 in the United States, depending on location and insurance. Medicare covers it when medically necessary. Most private insurers do as well, especially if PSA is elevated or there's clinical suspicion of cancer. If cost is a concern, ask your urologist's office to verify coverage before scheduling. Some imaging centers offer payment plans. Now, MRI isn't perfect. It can miss some cancers, particularly small, low-grade tumors in the transition zone or anterior prostate. It can also show false positives, areas that look suspicious but turn out to be inflammation, scar tissue, or benign enlargement. This is why MRI doesn't replace biopsy. It guides it. The combination of MRI and targeted biopsy is more accurate than either alone. There's also variability in interpretation. Not all radiologists have the same level of expertise in prostate imaging. If possible, choose an imaging center with radiologists who specialize in prostate MRI and have experience with PI-RADS scoring. Your urologist can often recommend centers they trust. One more thing. If you've had a biopsy recently, wait at least 6 to 8 weeks before getting an MRI. Biopsy causes bleeding and inflammation that can mimic cancer on MRI images, leading to false positives. Timing matters. So, where does this leave you? If your PSA is elevated, if your doctor felt something abnormal on exam, or if you have a family history of prostate cancer, MRI gives you information that no other test can provide. It shows you where concern exists, how significant it might be, and whether immediate action is needed or if watchful waiting is appropriate. This isn't about fear, it's about clarity. The anxiety of not knowing is often worse than the reality of knowing. MRI removes ambiguity. It gives you a map. And with that map, you and your doctor can make decisions based on evidence, not guesswork. The technology is evolving rapidly. Artificial intelligence is now being integrated into MRI analysis, helping radiologists detect subtle patterns that the human eye might miss. Research is exploring whether MRI can predict not just the presence of cancer, but its biological behavior, how fast it will grow, how likely it is to spread. For men over 50, for men with rising PSA, for men navigating the uncertainty of prostate health, MRI represents a shift. From reactive medicine to proactive precision, from blind sampling to targeted detection, from unnecessary treatment to informed choice. If you found this breakdown helpful, like this video so more men can find this information. Subscribe to Strong Roots for evidence-based men's health content that respects your intelligence and your time. And comment below, have you had a prostate MRI? What was your experience? Your insights help other men prepare. Next week, we're covering MRI for prostate cancer, why it's a game changer, diving deeper into how MRI is transforming treatment decisions, active surveillance, and long-term outcomes. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it.